Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to the always informative, always entertaining, The Boxing Authorities. Join me at the desk, as always, Mr. Luther Dupree Jr., Mr. Smoking Jim Frazier has his watch, so that means something good.
Oh, yeah.
He had a good week.
You had the heat?
And my name is, you're right, is Claudio Relsano. Okay, big fight over the weekend. Claressa Shields, I know what he's going to say. Claressa Shields, dominating performance versus Maricela Cornejo. Shields is now 14-0 with 2 knockouts, and Cornejo is 18-6-6. Luther, your thoughts on the fight?
No surprise. Claressa Shields, I got on my purple, means royalty. Once again, she dominated. She packed the house at Detroit. They came out. She completely schooled Morejo or whatever, Cornejo. It wasn't close. She won every round, 10 rounds to 0, dominating performance. I just love what she's doing. She's the only one in boxing history simultaneously undisputed in 3 different weight divisions. Unheard of. She's basically everything that you and Jim think Lomachenko should be. She's actually doing it in the ring. Very impressed with her. Packed crowd. I loved it. She continues to keep all the belts. What can we say? Other than Jim, stop hating on this woman. She's the greatest. She would have beat and dominated at any level. She's above everybody we've ever seen.
Really? She's the greatest female boxer of all time.
Her accolades say what?
Let me
She's
let
the
me ask
greatest.
you this before you go into the fight. He said her accolades makes her the greatest woman fighter of all time. But did she have a better career than Layla, Christy Martin? Was she a better fighter? I mean, yeah, she may have won a bunch of belts, but is that what you place it on?
Undisputed
Like Tom
3.
Brady. Everybody says he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Skill-wise, is he the greatest quarterback of all time? I don't think so.
We wouldn't want to go on that one, do we?
Is he better than Marino?
His records say he is.
Is he better
His records
physically?
say-
You're a pro scout.
His records
You're a
say
pro
he
scout.
is.
If you see Dan
We're
Marino
going to be on
and
this
Tom
topic the
Brady,
whole
He couldn't
time.
scratch a pimple on Dan Marino.
is he better than Joe Namath physically?
No.
Well, why did he do so much more than that?
Team?
Why did he do
Team?
any
Coach?
team he went to automatically became a winner?
Oh, he's big
New
time.
England. He
He's
goes to
big
Tampa
time.
Bay, who
He's
never won
big time.
anything. He
He's
went
big
to
time.
championships.
He's big time.
Some guys
Tom
have
Brady's
that
great.
factor, some guys don't. As much as I dislike Tom Brady, I can give him credit. I see you guys still can't.
Oh, I give him credit. He's definitely
You
in
just
the
said
mix.
2 quarterbacks that were so much better than him.
Is he better than Bradshaw?
Yes.
Staubach?
Yes.
He's thinking about
Oh,
it.
my goodness.
Don't have that on.
All right, good. Right, exactly. Good, the fight.
Can somebody tell me?
Marcus Russell had a great arm.
Can somebody
What did he
tell
do?
me what the quote is? What does that
Greatest
mean?
woman of all time.
Well, what is the MMA woman that made her submit? What is she?
That was
Super
a
quote?
Different sport. Different
Hey,
sport.
listen.
We're in the ring here.
Everybody knows I
there you
like
go.
Claressa
No, you
Shields.
don't.
I
No,
got
you
her
don't.
in my top 10 pound for pound.
No, you
She's still in Flint, so every time she shampoos her hair, it turns blue. I don't know why she don't get out of there. But hey, listen, the bottom line is this. I said this again. First of all, she's fighting somebody with 6 losses. In your greatest era of women's
It
boxing.
is. But
that
why
couldn't
is she
touch
fighting
it.
her?
Well, first of
Hannah
all,
Gabriel was on
I don't wanna
PEDs
hear
trying
the
to get an
excuses.
advantage.
I want to hear the
She's
excuses.
a late replacement.
Because she only
Tell
got
the truth
14
then.
fights. She only got 14 fights.
And how many title fights?
2 knockouts.
How many
Been
title
pro
fights?
Forever. But what I'm saying is, she, in my opinion, she is the most complete fighter, men or women, I ever seen.
Oh, come
but
on, Jim.
She's not knocking anybody out,
But
right?
she can't knock nobody out. I've been
Okay.
saying that. 2
So how is she
knockouts.
complete?
That's
Two
right, that's my point.
knockouts is a shame. For her, she got the power, she has the ability, she has the balance, everything. She's either not listening to her trainers, or she's not watching film, or she's not getting better.
Jim,
Or-
come on,
Two
stop,
knockouts.
stop,
Let me ask
Jim.
you
Two
this.
knockouts
Let me
for
ask you
the
this.
quote.
Let me ask you
It's a
this.
shame.
Vinny Paz had a big punch. He had 50 wins, I believe 30-some
30
knockouts.
knockouts,
Right.
yeah.
Real good.
But he fought guys that had chins. Duran, a lot of guys who had chins, the guys he beat, right? So maybe Claressa Shields is fighting girls
Two
with
knockouts
chins.
is no excuse. Two
Maybe they have
knockouts
chins.
is no
Jim,
excuse. Everybody else is
She
getting
doesn't have to
knocked
be a
out.
knockout artist to
Yes,
be.
she
No,
does.
she does not.
She
Why
has
does
that
she?
ability. She has the power. She has the balance. She has the
But is she
combination.
sitting, as you look, is she sitting down on her punches a lot?
There was a punch she threw on the highlight. It was a nice long right.
Is she
And
going
that
to the
girl
body a
didn't go.
whole lot,
That girl
Jim?
didn't go. So I don't know if it's maybe the lack.
Yeah, she's not coachable like most people from Flint.
Oh, see, now you would. Oh, now we can't go to Flint.
Is her daddy Eric Mays?
Oh gosh.
Oh, we gotta fill you in on that one.
Oh my goodness, Jim.
Is Eric Mays white?
No.
Okay.
Listen, man, I would like to
I
see
know,
her.
I know.
I would like to see her go more to the body. She does a lot of head
hunting.
head
Here we
hunting. I
go.
think to the body. And remember,
we go.
women's boxing, it's only 2-minute rounds, not 3.
Oh, so
I think if
people's
it-
got
I
knocked
think
out
if-
in 30
I
seconds.
think if
Quit
it was
making
3, she would have
excuses.
more knockouts. I'm just saying what it is.
How about my point that maybe her opponents have chins?
She's not fighting the worst. She's fighting top level competition every time.
If you hitting somebody in the face, you can cut their eye, you can bleed, you can break their nose.
Has anybody walked
And they
through
can
her?
stop fights. You don't have to knock
every
them
fight,
down.
even Savannah Marshall, they're going back because they're getting hit.
Oh, that's another excuse.
I mean, that's no.
Keep
it's
coming.
A fact.
Keep coming.
It's a fact. It's the name of the game. Winning. It's the name of the game to win the
Or you
fight, Jim.
get taller. You're sitting on that excuse book. That's how 700
Hey,
pages.
she's winning. Once again, Jim. She's
At the
winning.
end of the
Unlike
day-
you,
Can
when
we
you go against
critique-
me.
can we
You know
critique
about
her a little
losing.
bit?
I know about winning.
Can we critique her a little bit? I got her in the pound for pound, men and women.
Jim,
Do you?
you keep saying
No.
that, and all you do
got
is-
Josh Taylor there.
No, I took him out. He got removed.
So
But after
I'm
this
just saying,
destruction of Tio, he
she
might be
is a-
back in
She
there.
is a powerful young lady, and she's not knocking people out
Okay,
because
and
there's
so
a
what?
problem.
Floyd Mayweather later in his career didn't knock people out.
Well, he wasn't
So,
a knockout
okay, but right,
Oh, my
she's not a
goodness.
knockout artist, but she's a winner. She dominates
Did
the
Floyd
fight.
That's
have
not
more
her
than two
game.
knockouts?
If that's not her game, it's not her game.
But you can cut people. Her game is punching people in the face. She ain't even cutting them.
Okay.
She ain't even cutting them.
All right. I mean, I see their faces afterwards. They swelled up and different things.
You saw that?
Nobody's walking through her. We can do a before picture and after picture, and it looks like
Who
they
would you like
lost
to
the
see
fight.
her fight next?
Somebody with 8 losses.
I would like to see her fight the girl, Franchon Dezern Cruz, who she fought earlier in her
My boy
career.
pulling names
or
out.
Savannah
Look at
Marshall.
him.
They're fighting next. I'd like
the
to see
winner
her
of that fight?
yeah. I wanted to stay away from
Nobody
MMA.
even knew that fight was this
No.
weekend. Nobody even paid attention to that. Until I seen your notes, I'm like, oh, I got to look that up. I slipped my mind.
No, you said it did well.
The promotion for a lot of these fights have not
Ooh,
been
the
good.
pools opened up this weekend. I forgot that they even fight.
Shields promotion was bad. I think Devin Haney, Lomachenko promotion wasn't good as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that. What do you think is next for Shields if you were running her show?
Well, she only got 2 knockouts. Her opponent got 6 losses and 6 knockouts. So somebody's getting knocked out in women's
Different,
boxing.
but it could be different of
same
opponents.
True,
Who's
that's
knocking
true.
out?
Yeah, same
She's
true,
not
Jim.
fighting bums.
Same thing.
She's fighting the top of the elite class,
That's
Jim.
another excuse.
No,
I
that's
think-
a fact.
I think what's next is we cannot put 10 names in a hat and know who they are in women's boxing. It's still here. It's climbing.
Jim,
it's
stop.
climbing. Madison Square Garden don't want no more women. But
They
at
packed
least
it
they
out.
did it once.
They packed it
can't
out,
do
Jim.
it again.
They can do it again.
Yeah.
They packed it out.
Yeah.
Did Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano pack it out?
Well, I
Yes.
tell you
With
what,
It was
Shields, let me ask
sold
you-
I
out.
tell you what, if a comedian
Was that-
came,
was that arena
if
in
a
Detroit
comedian
sold out?
came
Yes.
this week, you wouldn't go see him again next week because it's the same jokes. They don't change it. They don't. Madison Square Garden don't want to see that act again.
Would Clarissa Shields have sold out Madison Square Garden?
Depending on her opponent, I think she could.
Why'd the chicken cross the road?
Was that arena sold out, Jim?
It
Yes.
ain't gonna be
Yes.
sold out again.
All right.
Just a hate.
Couple
hate
things.
Jim.
We're going to go to our June fights, but before we do that, our boxing authorities news: Tank Davis situation. Luther, go ahead.
What can we say? Tank Davis, we thought he was going to get jail time at the beginning. The judge gave him house arrest to stay with Calvin Ford.
You said he wasn't gonna get none.
Yeah, listen, I said what?
You said he wasn't gonna get
He
none.
wasn't going to get none until he did something stupid. And so he left Calvin Ford's house and
Go to an apartment.
got a luxury apartment condo and didn't tell the judge. Judge finds out you're going to finish the rest of your
Oh, I
time in
didn't know
jail.
that.
That's
didn't know
crazy.
that.
I mean, that's his fault. You can't just do that. I understand you didn't want to live in Calvin Ford's one-bedroom apartment or whatever, but you can't
Yeah,
just
but
leave.
he should know the options.
You can't just leave
Right.
without telling the judge. He has to make better decisions. Already he's on a call blaming the judge, saying she did him wrong. But this is all self-inflicted, and it could end up very badly for Tank if he doesn't grow up. Maybe this jail time allow him to reflect, and some people come out a better person.
Sure.
You know, Jim knows about that.
Well, I can say this. I can honestly say this. I was wrong. This is one of the greatest fighters of all time.
You say that a lot on this
Worthy-
show. You were wrong
I was wrong with Tank
with a
Davis.
lot of stuff.
He's worthy of having a nickname. You know, Deion Sanders was prime time. This guy's crime time. 14 arrest warrants, crime time.
Is that what he has?
Yeah.
It's
Listen,
not 14.
listen,
Come on, man.
hey,
Some of those
listen,
were sealed, Jim.
Listen, but I can say this, and I know this. Every one of Luther's cousins that came home from jail was rocked up. You can get in shape in jail. So like you said, it ain't a bad thing. You can do a bunch of push-ups. I remember Paul Spadafore used to do 2,500 push-ups a day when he was in jail. And so you can get in shape in
You
jail.
counted them,
Lou.
Jim? You counted?
That's what he
You had a
said.
He's a cellmate.
That's what he said. So
Well,
you can get in
hopefully,
shape.
like you said, he matures. He's got a fantastic future in
How
front of
long
him.
is he?
Yeah, about another 60 days.
Oh, it's
You
only
know,
60
yeah.
days.
He grew up in Baltimore, crime time. He was in Ray Lewis's limo in Atlanta, crime time.
Oh, come on, Jim. Oh,
But
see?
hopefully,
He got
like
to
you
learn from
said,
this. I mean,
yeah.
you know, this is just self-inflicted. You're just going to move out. You got a slap on the wrist. It's not good enough. You stay there 30 days, then you're in limbo. And what happened, there was an Instagram video that somebody put out
of him.
of them in the luxury apartment.
Oh.
And, you know, there's limits, who can visit and do all that stuff. So,
I hope they show the talent show when he had the video of his talent show when he's
That
in
dance.
prison. First
That's,
place.
that's going into another
Jim, come
realm
on.
there. Okay.
Just saying.
He's not,
June
he's
fights.
not in general population anyway, Jim. He's
June
isolated.
fights. Josh Taylor, 19-13 knockouts versus Teofimo Lopez, 18-1-13 knockouts for the WBO junior welter. It's on ESPN, which I'm glad it's on ESPN. June 10th. Luther, your thoughts on the fight predictions?
I'm looking for total destruction by Josh Taylor. I had him in my top 10. Teofimo Lopez has been on social media talking crazy. Now he just came out and said he wants to kill Josh Taylor in the fight.
And then he's going to join Tank.
Right.
In the
There's
tank.
Now, there's no backlash for Teo saying it. Deontay Wilder got all kind of backlashes when he said he wanted to catch a body, but that's not either here nor there. I think Josh Taylor stops Teofimo in 8 rounds. If Teofimo didn't have any mental health issues going into this fight, he will have a lot of them after this fight. Josh Taylor's going to be relentless. Teofimo, his punch didn't transfer up. His skill level's getting exposed, and his chin. He's been dropped 3 times since he's moved up to 140. And 3 times in his last 3 fights. I look for him to drop another 3 times in this fight.
So you're what
Complete
round?
destruction,
We
8
get
rounds,
eight,
Josh
okay.
Taylor. His dad is going to have to throw in the towel.
Oh, he ain't throwing in no
His
towel.
dad's going to have
You
to
know
throw
his
the
dad
towel.
ain't throwing in no towel.
Somebody's throwing the towel because it's
He might
gonna be
jump in and
it's
throw a
going
few
to be
punches.
a complete destruction. Josh Taylor's back, and Teofimo, he's talking about his wife, his divorce with him, is going to take half of his money.
Hey, that could be a motivator.
His mind isn't on boxing. He's talking about ESPN supporting more of their black fighters than him. This is his last fight.
That's the truth.
He's done. 8 rounds destruction. Josh Taylor, put your money on it. Don't go with whatever Jim says. Go the opposite.
and your watch too.
Right. Yeah, put that watch up, Jim.
Smoking?
That's not the same watch.
Well, obviously,
He didn't do that well.
Luther didn't learn much from the Loma fight when he was completely wrong. Listen, talent is talent. You can't.
you were
teach-
wrong.
You can't teach talent, and Lopez is extremely talented.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, Josh Taylor. Not only did he look bad in his last fight, not only did he lose his last fight, but the
won.
judges gave him the decision. But he fired all of his trainers. He got all new people. This is a guy
And they're
that's
still
really,
better than Tio's
This is a
dad.
guy that's really confused. This is going to be such a lopsided fight that talent is talent. He may do backflips after every round because he's winning so big. This is going to be a landslide victory for Lopez, which is going to be bad for boxing because Devin Haney is like the AWB, average white band. He's looking for the average white boxer, and he wanted
Here
this
you go
John
with this
Taylor
stuff.
band.
Come on, man. Jim,
I'm
don't
with you. Go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead. I want you to make your wrong prediction too.
I'm going with Teofimo. I'll tell you why. Taylor.
This is why you ought never.
Styles make fights. Taylor is better against a guy who's more orthodox. Okay, Teofimo is not. He is not like in baseball, for example. One guy might be able to hit fastballs better than a guy who throws curves. Teofimo is going to give him different looks. I understand where Luther's coming from as far as the issues he's going through, but maybe, just maybe, that may light a little fire on him and say, "Hey, I got to come up. I got to come up big time with this." I was never that crazy about Josh Taylor, and then like our boy who threw him under the bus after a not great performance.
Just took him out of the top 10. I didn't say he was garbage. I took him out of my top
I'm going
10.
to say
top
no. You
20.
make good points
Not
with
top 20.
his out of the ring
marital
situation, and he does have some holes in his swing.
And
But-
did his power transfer up, guys? Have you seen
No.
the power? How about his chin? How's his
He
chin
got
look?
stuck, but I'm not. I think the style in this fight is going to be a difference. I think Teofimo wins a decision.
First of all, this is his last fight with Top Rank. Pacquiao didn't get a decision against Jeff Horn. You think they're going to give it to Teofimo
good point.
Lopez?
That's a good
Come
point.
on, stop.
That's a
You
good
realize the more you guys, I'm going to be the only boxing authority pretty soon because I'm destroying you guys so bad in our
There
predictions.
might be no boxing authority.
Good gosh. Come on now. It's going to be the boxing authority and two pretenders if you guys keep
Pretenders
this
and
up.
contenders.
I
they should
go
have
with
different.
favorites.
I go
Yeah, he's
with
a
winners.
favorite. But I'm going with Teo. You're going with Josh Taylor, and I'm also glad it's on ESPN. Not,
And you said a decision.
I say decision.
And you said what, a decision as well?
It could be.
He says it's going to be between the one round and 12
Either
rounds.
way, both you guys are taking L's. I can't wait to gloat the next show.
Floyd Mayweather, John Gotti III, June 11th. Are you interested?
No. I'm giving my, Jim, you can have this. I'm tired of this crap. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I'm very interested. I think this is good for boxing. Floyd Mayweather is a workout warrior. You know, I had my differences with Floyd. I thought he fought a lot of over-the-hill guys like Gotti that never won a fight after, where he tried to fight Ward.
Hall of
Mickey
Fame
Ward.
Gotti? What?
Yeah,
What
Hall
you
of Fame.
talking
He-
about?
That was done
Come on,
after
Jim.
the third Mickey
Jim,
Ward
you gotta
fight.
stop
He
slandering
tried
Hall
to
of
get
Famers.
Mickey
Stop,
Ward,
man.
but Mickey
Stop.
Ward said, "I'm done."
Stop with
These
slandering
guys were
Hall of
shot-
Famers, man.
These guys were shot
No,
fighters by
no.
the time Floyd. But the one thing you can't take away from Floyd, he's a workout warrior. He's still in great shape. John Gotti is a name. And I think
And
that
has
people
no
would be
business in the ring
interested.
with
I know
Floyd.
I would be, and I'm interested in this fight. I would even pay for this.
Oh, God.
Is it? Where's the fight at? Oh, it's at the Theater Madison Square Garden. No. I'm got my things confused. Where's the fight at? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I paid no attention to this exhibition.
I think it'll draw some interest out
Yeah.
in the
Interest.
East. I think it'll do pretty good because of the name
Who's
factor.
going to be interested in this fight?
I am.
East Coast.
Other than Jim? East Coast?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Northern,
Okay.
Northern New
John
Jersey.
Gotti, John Gotti's people.
Northern New Jersey, yeah.
Giuseppe Cusimano, a friend of the show, which he is going to come on after the fight. He's in training. I spoke with his group. He's 21-4 and 19 knockouts versus Adam Kalinacki, who's 23-15. They're fighting June 11th at the theater in Madison Square Garden. Big fight for Giuseppe. And
Yeah.
if he, okay, your thoughts on the fight, prediction, and that's around the corner. But your thoughts on it.
Adam Kalinacki, every time I see him, it seems like he loses more and more brain cells. I mean, he gets hit so clean. I mean, he's just a punching bag out there. I give Cusimano a chance against him because Adam Kalinacki still doesn't move his head. He blocks with his face, and it looks like his punch resistance is almost gone. We've seen him take a beating his last 3 fights. I'm hoping Cusimano can pull the upset. You know, there's no reason
Do you
this guy's
think
there to be hit.
Kalinacki's the favorite?
Yeah, Kalinacki's
Okay.
definitely the favorite.
Okay.
Cusimano, he can make some noise. He can lay some hands on this
yeah.
guy. You know, and I don't think Adam Kalinacki has that one-punch power. It's an accumulation of power.
Benny Hinn now.
I'm going to go with Cusimano. Cusimano in the upset.
Smoking?
I think Cusimano might be biting off a little bit more than he can chew. I
Hmm.
don't like this fight matchup. I think it's a little bit too quick.
Too quick in what way?
You didn't have to fight a guy like Adam
That's a what fight?
this quickly. I'm going for
Adam's on his way down.
I'm going for Cusimano. I like his potential, but I tell you what, I'm very, very worried about him biting off more than he can.
So you're going with Adam Kanaki.
No, I'm going with Cusimano.
You said you got to read in between the lines.
Right.
of what
You got to
he's
really
saying.
listen. I'm with Luther on this. If Kalinaki was a mover, a boxer, puncher, and had some size, okay. But he's not a boxer puncher. He doesn't have the one punch like Luther said. He's going to stand there, and Cusimano's a big boy. He can tee off. He can hit. He's got 19 knockouts out of 21.
Who's
21.
approving Kalinaki to fight? Who's the medical examiner? I mean, man.
You know what?
You're
You
here
have to
talk
look at his
afterwards,
past
slurring
fights.
Words.
What you said, like you said before, he's not only not moving, but when he gets hit, the effect, and he's
man.
swollen up and he looks
He's
terrible.
swelling up,
I think,
the words
Jim,
are
to be honest,
slurred.
I think this is a perfect time for Cusimano to fight Kanaki. He's a name. He's fan interest. He's popular. He's not going to be hard to hit. And Cusimano can stand there and probably take Kalinaki's punches because Kalinaki was never a big puncher.
Right.
And now if he was he reminds me in a sense of Vito
One of the
Antuofermo.
Three Stooges. Oh.
Well, yeah, right. But remember Vito Antuofermo. Vito Antuofermo was as tough as it came. He had a chin.
Yeah,
he was a brawler. He stayed right in front of you.
Just
but
didn't have no talent.
well, he didn't have a big punch. If he would have had a big punch, then he could have he could have
Come on,
knocked you
Jim,
out,
man.
right? Like a Rocky Graziano. Rocky Graziano
That's
stayed
my man.
there,
That's my man.
but Rocky could kill you with one shot.
Now you're getting hot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kalinaki has that style, but that's not going to suit him in my opinion. It hasn't suited him. But I think Giuseppe gets him. But we're going to take a quick break and come back with more June fights. So come on back to the Boxing Authorities. Welcome back to the Boxing Authorities. Luther's boy, who he talked about him a lot. Regis Prograis, 28-1 and 24 knockouts. The WBC Junior Welter champ will be fighting Liam Payros, 23-0 and 14. June 17th on DAZN. Luther, is this going to be a problem for Prograis?
No. This is a guy who's going to fit right in there. I believe he gets his 25th knockout. Regis Prograis is on another level right now.
Why did you like him way back?
I just like his
Where'd you see him?
aggressiveness. I like his hunger. I like his awkward movement, and he might be the most dangerous power puncher at 140. I mean, he hits from wild, crazy angles.
Excellent point.
I think he's going to get another knockout. I think he'll get number 25. And then Devin Haney apparently is trying to fight a Regis Prograis. I'm excited about it. I'm glad Regis is finally getting a big time fight on DAZN. He recently signed with Eddie Hearn, so that's great news. But
Yeah.
I got it with a
Again, you're a baseball guy. Forgive me. Prograis, hard to hit.
Yeah.
Because he's awkward.
He's awkward.
It's
He
like
does
in
weird
baseball.
stuff.
Like in baseball, it's not just a fastball. You know what? The movement. You
Movement,
can't
right.
get solid contact on a guy who has a lot of movement. Do you think that the big dogs in that division are really going to chase him down and want to fight him?
No. As you see, a couple guys turned it down. Teofimo Lopez was mandated. He didn't want it. Jose Ramirez.
Ramirez, yeah.
They both ducked the fight with Regis Prograis because he has the power. He's very awkward. He's hard to hit.
It makes you look bad.
And he makes you look bad, and he'll hit you with some shots. that
A
you
Jimmy
don't
Young
see.
at 140. Who can hit? Who can hit?
Young. I like that.
Nobody mentions Jimmy Young on boxing shows more than we do. Smoking.
Well, the one thing you got is two guys with a lot of holes in their game. I mean, I've never
But
seen.
Prograis is hard to expose those holes.
This guy got so many holes in his game. There's nobody
who's exposed
that can
to-
box
Right.
that is a
Who's
skilled boxer that is scared to fight this guy. This guy does a lot of things
How many
wrong.
guys have ducked
He
him?
does a lot of things because there ain't no money. Ain't no ducking. You put the right
That's
amount
true,
of
that's
money,
true.
and a whole lot of folks will line up to fight.
That is true.
Listen,
At
this is
140,
a good
who's a bigger
fight.
fight?
This is a good fight because both of these guys got a little Kanaki in them. Holes in their game. They can both
To your
be
point-
hit and they can both go down and they both got good knockout records. But I'm leaning towards the one loss, Regis. You know,
And
nobody
really-
wants him, but he got a loss.
Really,
He got a loss.
Josh Taylor, and that fight, if it was in
Well,
the
Josh
States,
Taylor ain't any good.
Josh Taylor, that could have been a fight of the year. It was that close. And if it's here in the United States, Regis Prograis probably gets the decision. It should have been an automatic rematch.
Probably.
It was that close.
Jim makes a good.
They fought.
Ooh, Josh Taylor and Regis
Is that
Prograis?
where his loss
That's where his
is?
loss came.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
close. That,
Woo!
that was one of the fights of the year.
Jim's-
We saw that. We
to
talked
to
about
Jim's
it.
point about holes. Remember Hunter Pence? San Francisco
Yeah,
Giants? He
yeah.
did everything wrong. The baseball player Hunter Pence,
He
the white
doesn't-
guy.
he doesn't know.
Okay.
It's they
He
use a
did
little white
everything.
ball.
He did everything wrong, but he was pretty damn good.
He was.
Regis made everything wrong, but he's pretty good.
And he
I
has
had
the-
him.
and he
His
has
brother,
that eraser.
his brother is Rolly.
There's levels between Regis and
Woo,
Rowley.
man,
Stop.
not too many.
I got Regis. Well, that's not till June 17th, but I got Regis as well. Interim WBO junior middle champ Tim Zhu, who I'm liking more and more. He's 22, 0-16 knockouts versus Carlos Ocampo, who's tough. 35-2-23. You like Ocampo, do you not? That's June
Ocampo's
17th.
okay. You know, he lost to
thought you
Earl
liked him.
Spence. Then he went on a
Is that
roll.
when he got pounded?
Yeah, he
shot?
took a body shot and got
Yeah, yeah.
dropped, and then he moved up.
Josh
But he-
Taylor beat him too. Then.
No, Josh, stop. Listen, man, Tim Zhu is staying busy.
Yeah.
He needs to because once Charlo gets that fight, he's going to get KO'd viciously. But I like him. He's still living off his dad's name. He's trying to make a name for himself, but I see him stopping Carlos Ocampo with a body shot. But
See,
Tim
he's
Zhu's
specific. My boy's specific.
Tim Zhu's a solid fighter, but I think he's going to bite off more than he can chew once he gets that Charlo fight in September or October. But I got him in a stoppage, probably around the 5th or 6th round for Tim Zhu. Body work. will
Can
be
Zhu
it.
grow from this fight with Ocampo?
No. Ocampo's a blown up 147-pounder. He's not going to be any challenge for Tim Zhu.
Mr. Frazier.
Charlo's the only guy I know with a broken hand that got his arm in a sling. So maybe or maybe not. September
Don't
is
disrespect the
available.
undisputed champ. He's undisputed.
fight,
Don't
Jim.
disrespect him, Jim.
Jim, between the non-fighting and the hand, is he going to be the same?
He's
No,
not
no,
gonna
you
be
don't
the
mix
same.
up his
He's
brother
not
and
gonna
him.
be the same.
He just fought Castano.
But
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, the other Charlo
I'm
hasn't fought in
confused.
2 years.
but
Jamal
anyway,
Charlo at
I can't
160.
tell the difference. But I tell you what,
You said they all
I'm
look
a
alike.
big
They're
Tim
twins,
Zhu-
Jim.
I'm a big Tim
Of course
Zhu
they look
fan.
alike.
His dad was a legend. He's on his way to legendhood.
Oh, he got a long way to go.
I like that he's staying
Legendhood.
busy. I like the things that he can do in the ring that can only be taught by a legend. And
Like what, Jim?
You know, I like what I see. You and Carlos will see it as well. So I got Tim Zhu winning big, and I've been on Tim Zhu for how long?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
been
you
on
liked
him?
him.
You like his name.
I wasn't crazy about Zhu, but his last fight against Harrison, I know an older Harrison, he showed a lot of, he went to the head, went to the body, showed hand speed, showed power, showed movement. I think he's going to give Charlo problems. I think he's going to blow by Ocampo. I think he's going to give Charlo, I think that has a chance to be fight of the year.
I don't know.
Why
I don't know
last?
I don't know if Charlo can take the punishment that Harrison took. Harrison
Harrison's-
impressed me with the
Harrison,
amount of
oh,
punishment.
stop. Harrison's
He could take a
chin
punch.
has always been questionable. All his losses came late when he ran out of gas. Stop it, Jim. Stop it. You just
Edgar
made that
Berlanga,
up.
20-0, 16
This-
knockouts versus Jason Quigley, who's 22-14 for it's a super middleweight fight, June 24th on DAZN at Madison Square Garden Theater.
Didn't he change his name to Bite Linga because he bit his last opponent?
And
in
nothing
the
was
ring?
made out of it.
Nothing was made. He got suspended 6 months. You know, the
6
Puerto
months
Rican.
said nothing. He was
That's
gonna fight
nothing,
6
right.
months anyway.
The Puerto Rican hype job is now over at DAZN with Eddie Hearn and those guys. Jason Quigley, we know about him, not very much. He always gets beat quickly when he fights a talented fighter. And the Puerto Rican Prince is the type of guy he likes. Not going to move. He's going to be there, a punching bag. He'll look great. Get him out of there in probably 2 or 3 rounds. Is it going to help Berlanga or Bite Linga, as I call him? No, but he's trying to set himself up for that Canelo fight. It looks like the Bivol Canelo fight isn't happening. Benavidez, it looks like Canelo's still running from him. I look for Berlanga to win this and for Canelo to fight Beitlinger next.
You've been right on calls, and I'm going to agree with you on that. I think he's going to fight Canelo
It's
next.
disgusting.
It is.
He needs strip. Please strip all sanctioning bodies. Please strip Canelo Alvarez. He's not giving us the fights. He won't fight Benavidez, who's been his mandatory for almost a year,
And nothing
and
happens.
nothing's happening. He needs to be stripped.
Well, if he does fight Berlanga, do you think it's...
No, he beats Berlanga. Berlanga's not on Canelo's level. Even though Canelo's on his way down, as I told Jim a whole year ago, he's still better and levels ahead of Edgar Berlanga.
Smoking, your thoughts on the fight Berlanga-Quigley?
Well,
And what Luther said about Canelo.
well, just a little hot sauce. There's nothing that tastes better than a black ear.
What?
A black ear. Just ask Tyson and Berlanga.
Black ear. Okay.
Woo! Put that in
How
your
you tasted them,
greens.
Jim?
Put that in your greens, brother. But,
Smoking Jim.
But hey, all I can say is I'm worried about this fight. I think that Quigley may win this one. I'm
He
worried
fought him
about
because, like Luther says, he's fighting because why? Because he knows
He's
he can beat
beatable.
him.
He knows
Right, I'm
he's
sorry.
an easy W.
Yeah.
Berlanga's just coming off of a suspension. I would have rebuilt his whole career. I'd have started back at the beginning.
Kinda is.
Jason
don't-
Quigley?
I do not see him. I don't think he's ready for this type of opponent. He's got confusion in his corner. I don't know who's his trainer. He got 9 people in his ear.
Yeah, that's true.
He's very confused. You know, even the Puerto Rican women is getting off the list. You know,
Oh,
some of
come
them-
on,
some
man.
of them
No, he
ones
still-
that
he
came
still has
to
his
his
fan
fight-
base.
Yeah, he still
got his fan
I
base.
mean,
Stop it.
This fight is at some kind of theater. You know,
Madison
MSG.
Square Garden
Is that
Theater.
where they're- is
It's
that
a smaller
where this is
part
at?
of the Madison
is
Square
that
Garden,
the
but
small part?
hey, still,
So I tell you what, is it Puerto Rican Day or no?
I'm not
Puerto
sure. It
Rican
doesn't
Day.
matter. He's going to bring them out, though, Jim.
Well, I think that he may get the decision, but I think Quigley
He's
wins
getting
the
the
fight. I
KO.
think
He's
Quigley
getting the
wins the
KO.
fight.
Really? All right. I'm with Luther. I think the reason why he's an opponent is because he's going to blow right through him.
Exactly.
And it's his first fight in this manner. June, this week, I believe it's this week.
Yeah.
Adrian Broner, 34-4-1, 24 knockouts versus Pittsburgh's Bill Hutchinson, who is 22-4 draws, 9 knockouts. This is a Don King promotion. I've said, in my opinion, Adrian Broner, when he first came up, was going to be big time, but he's one of the careers that I would say has gone unfulfilled, has not fulfilled his promise and ability for a variety of reasons. But your thoughts on this fight?
AB's making his comeback. You know, he was with Black Prime, and that fell through. And now he got a guy from our way, Pittsburgh, Billy Hutchinson. He's with Don King. AB already missed one press conference, the first one, but he was at the second one. Great fight for Adrian Broner. Bill Hutchinson doesn't have a lot of power, doesn't have a great name, but he's going to be there to be hit. And I think AB's just going to be a little bit too much for Billy Hutchinson. No knockout, but I think he styles on him.
No knockout?
No, I think he styles on him and wins an easy unanimous decision. But AB, like you said, his career, he just let it go. Tank Davis, please look at Adrian Broner. You don't want that to be you.
point.
He used to hang out with Adrian Broner quite a bit, and now, unfortunately, it seems like he's kind of following that path. He got to move over and follow the Floyd Mayweather a little more than the AB. But AB wins, unanimous decision. Bill Hutchinson, I thought he was retired. Then they dragged him back out of retirement, and he gets a nice
Nice little payday.
But he's no challenge for AB.
Smoking, you saw Hutchinson often.
We followed him, yeah.
Well, Luther's taking me on the roller coaster ride here.
What's
I
the
don't know
roller
what he
coaster?
said. I don't know what he said.
AB in the unanimous
Is that what
decision.
you said? Well,
Wake up, Jim.
one thing about Bill Hutchinson, he's a fighting man. This is a guy that I not only seen him fighting amateurs, I seen him fighting MMA. He's tough. This ain't gonna be no easy out for Adrian Broner. Don't forget now, Hutchinson's a come at you type fighter. This guy can go to the body and the head. He's a union man. He's a pipe fitter or whatever he is. He's married. And I tell you what, man, if Adrian Broner don't bring his A game, it's going to be a long night. Hutchinson's going to be in top shape. This is the opportunity he's been looking for his whole life. This can leapfrog him to something else.
Oh,
So
no doubt.
don't be surprised. Adrian Bruner, most people don't like pressure fighters. And Bill Hutchison is a pressure fighter. He had a lot of good trainers in his day. So he learned the fight game
nine
pretty well.
KOs.
But see, that's just
9
it.
KOs.
And you said he's going to come after him, which is
Yeah.
what Broner wants.
Yeah.
Okay, Broner is still. I'm not saying he's going to win a major belt, but I'm still not giving
He's
up
not
on
winning a
Broner.
belt. He's not winning a belt.
I've
We'll
always
see
been
if he lets his hands go. That's what
Well,
I want to see.
right, he's better. He better now. But the thing about Hutchinson, though, he's not a one punch guy, nor is he a guy like that's cumulative punches
Right.
and swell you up or anything like that. I mean, what would you hang your hat on? Like if I say his name, he's tough. I'm not saying he isn't, but what's his one thing that you can hang your hat on about?
He's
him?
going to be on you like gravy on rice.
Which would be good for Adrian
No,
Broner, because
right.
Adrian Broner don't have to move. He's right,
Right.
there for him.
No, he
could
can't. He
stop.
won't be able to get him off of him.
No, no.
Adrian needs room for that slide, the hip roll.
True.
No,
He
who has
needs
better?
a little room.
Who has better feet in this one? Would you say Adrian Broner or Bill Hutchison?
I don't know if Adrian Bruner got any feet anymore. I ain't seen him in a while. I know that and you know a lot about mental illness in your family.
I've been hanging around you. I know a whole lot about
this
it, Joe.
guy
Bringing the
is,
family.
you know he's mentally ill. He's not showing up for press conferences. He's stepping out of fights. Do we know this fight's going to take place on the 9th?
Not that I'm riding the fence.
Don King, I think he made Adrian Broner a deal. He better do it or
True, but no,
it's
to
going to be
Jim's
bad
point,
for Adrian
you
Broner.
know what I
Adrian
see-
Broner needs this fight
You
right
know what
now.
I see could happen? What I see could happen? Maybe, just maybe, because Broner, a few fights, this happened, that happened, I can't fight, or mental.
better
Maybe
not.
he doesn't come in shape. What did Vinny say on the show? Every fight, he came in shape,
Shape,
Vinny Paz.
yeah.
He could swing all day long. He was never tired, Vinny. If Broner comes in and maybe starts losing some of that steam, can Hutchinson take advantage of him?
Only how I know that this fight
what I'm saying?
is guaranteed to take
can't
off
see it.
if Adrian Broner converted to Muslim and going to get
Oh, there
this
you
fight.
go. There you go. Joe.
But you see what I'm saying? If he does not come in disciplined, if he thinks I'm just going to walk all over this guy, and he comes in, I mean, hey, who knows what the weigh-in's going to be weight wise? But maybe, just maybe, he's not going to come in. I'm not saying he has to. I'm not saying like you. He has to be in
Hutchison
his
has
A
a
game.
chance to be Rocky in the movies.
Why?
This is the opportunity that Rocky.
I'm not saying
got.
Broner has to bring his A game, but he has to bring his B game. He can't go in there halfway.
I can tell you right now, if we go down the Strip District, Hutchison is hitting beef in the freezers, man. I'm telling you, he's coming in ready. He's coming in ready.
All right. Now, our fantasy fight by request. Remember, we said we're going to start doing that. By request, by Oscar from Patterson, New Jersey. I have some family out in Patterson. Matter of fact, one of them was named Oscar. Alexander Usyk versus Evander Holyfield, but not just in the heavies, but in the cruisers as well. But we'll start with cruiser. Alexander Usyk, Evander Holyfield in the cruiserweight division. Mr. Dupree.
Listen, good fight. But come on, we're talking about Evander Holyfield, probably the best cruiserweight in the history of cruiserweights, one of them. I think he has too much power for Alexander Usyk. One thing, though, I was always high on Usyk, but Evander, he fought big, strong guys, legends like George Foreman, was always in there, had a great chin. I'm still wondering what kind of chin Usyk has. I saw him get hit. I saw AJ rock him a couple times, but AJ didn't have the
He didn't go after him after the big punch.
intestinal fortitude to finish the job. Witherspoon hit him a couple times, but look at this. I mean, Holyfield fought when his ear got bit off and was leaking. He still fought. He fought Lennox Lewis. He fought the Michael Moores. He fought all these guys and gave it his all. Usyk is tough. I just think Holyfield's work rate, I think his chin is better. I got them both at heavyweight and at cruiserweight, beating, possibly stopping Usyk, because I haven't seen Usyk take punishment from true heavyweights and survive. I've seen him go back and then win on points, but I've never seen him really hurt somebody or drop anyone at heavyweight. I saw it with Holyfield. Holyfield stops Usyk in the later rounds. I'd probably say 9 rounds. He's just too good. I have Evander in my top 10 heavyweights of all time. Usyk is not there yet.
crazy.
So a complete
with
domination by Evander, in my
You
opinion.
got Ken Norton right there with him.
I never said
No,
Ken Norton
no.
was in my top 10.
I'm
Never
with him.
said that. Stop.
Evander,
But look
you know?
at this. Come on, man. He had power in
I don't know
both
who was
hands
more
through his
overrated.
combinations.
Wait a minute. Evander overrated.
I don't know who was more overrated, him or Ken Norton.
Why?
so.
You can't even
That
put
was
those
the
two in the
question
same
last
sentence.
week. I'm
You
asking
made
you.
that
I'm
crazy
All right,
statement.
good. First, let's do the fight. and then
Can you answer the
I'm
question,
not
Jim?
Oscar from Patterson, New Jersey, but listen, Patterson, New Jersey, Jack Tatum and Iron Head Hayward is both from there.
And,
Iron Head's a 185-pound fullback brother.
Hurricane Carter, I think, was.
Yeah.
Was he? Okay. I know he got arrested, dude. Listen, I tell you what, Usyk.
Usyk throws good
Just what? You know what,
combinations.
Jim? Not to watch the videos
Okay.
and tell me. I mean, I give him credit and all these heavyweight champ, nice fighter. But you talk about overrated, in my opinion. Because this is your time, though. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good combinations, but the power's
I
not
tell you
there.
what, Usyk, let's start with the real deal of Evander Holyfield. 44 wins, 10 losses, 2 draws. So that's 12.
combination.
That's 12 against.
Look who
That's
he
12
fought.
against it. And let's not forget the bronze medal. Usyk is 20-0 with 13 KOs.
not many
Evander
KOs.
is called by a lot of people the warrior, but Usyk is the real deal warrior. He's a soldier in the war against Russia. He was an officer and a gentleman, and he's an Olympic gold medalist. I'm saying
You
Usyk
see a picture of
all
him in the
day. If they
uniform?
if they fought 10 times, Usyk would beat Evander
Oh.
and James
How?
Tony and James Tony.
No,
knocked out
how?
Evander
How,
all
Jim?
10 times.
How, Jim?
In my opinion,
Did
look-
James Tony knock out Evander?
We're
Oh,
not
but you
talking
can't
about
base it.
Grandpa Holyfield.
If they were in their
We're
prime,
talking about the warrior Holyfield.
boxers give James Toney a ton of credit. They love the way he fights. But in my opinion, with this, first of all, look at he pushes his punches,
Yeah,
and look
he
at
doesn't-
Evander when he
and he
punched.
doesn't really sit on his punches.
No,
I mean, it's more about speed and
Evander could
combination.
hit. Evander was not overrated at all, in my opinion. Evander, cruiserweight, and I'm with Luther exactly in the 9th round-ish. Evander could hit. He had a chin. Alexander can hit, number one. He's not going to knock Evander out. Foreman blasted him. Lennox blasted him. Riddick blasted him. Tyson blasted him.
Yeah,
Nothing.
took it all.
Nothing.
Greatest one
And
of the
he threw
greatest
punches
chins.
back. One thing about Evander, I've said this numerous times, you hit him once, he's hitting you twice. And he was a fighter. He was a warrior. Alexander Usyk, I liked him better in the cruisers than in the heavies. He's a pusher. I don't see a snap at the end of his punches. He pushes. Combination, he's good. He's all right. I don't go crazy with him like everybody else. I think Evander blows him out of the water.
I think so,
Both
too.
Oscar, both cruiser
Usyk
and
is good
heavy.
in this day and age.
Thank
but
you.
Can I ask
you
both
put
you
him
guys-
back
And,
in that
and
day
Evander
and age,
moves
it's a
better than
little
people
different.
give him credit for.
Can I ask you guys both
Evander
a
moves
question?
better than people give him credit
When
for.
you hit Evander, he hit you back. Can I ask you guys both? Can you start mentioning some of these 12 losses? Could you name some
Hey,
of
look
them?
who he
opponents?
fought, Jim.
Well, name
Jim,
no,
look who he
there's
fought.
12 of them. So go
Beside-
ahead.
but-
James
but
Tony's
forget
one.
about when
Jim,
he
I'll
was
help
there.
you out.
We're
Okay.
not talking at the end of his career.
Whoa,
We're
we
talking
got 12
prime
losses.
Holyfield.
We got
Okay,
He didn't
we
lose
said
him in
this
his prime.
3,000 times, Luther. Muhammad Ali lost to Trevor Berbick. Do we don't Sugar Ray Leonard?
We're talking
Sugar
about
Ray
Nobody
Leonard.
could beat
Prime.
Cassius Clay.
Well, okay,
But a
yes,
lot
that's
of
right.
people could beat
Not
Muhammad
really.
Ali.
Would Terry Norris have beaten Sugar Ray? No.
No.
Those guys.
A lot of- we
wait,
don't-
how
we
many
don't look
losses
at-
did Sugar Ray Robinson have?
We're not talking about guys at the end of their
No,
career.
we're
Jim.
talking about the
talking
whole
about
thing.
the
And prime.
The
We're talking about prime.
Holyfield versus prime
Ray
Usyk.
Robinson had 200 fights. You know, Evander got 44. So,
But-
Doesn't
I
matter.
mean, we
Different balls.
Yeah. But guys have really fought. You can have a few losses if you really.
So
fight.
you said
But I'm
Usyk,
saying-
and you're saying Usyk. Why again? Because you were all over the place, Jim.
Well, number one, he got Olympic gold medal.
We're talking about
He's
pros.
We're talking about
cruiser
pros.
and heavy.
He's a soldier fighting against Russia.
Jim, we're talking about in the ring, not this
and-
fantasy. What do you-
And just in my opinion, Evander
Well,
got
I'm-
12 losses.
But why is Usyk beating him? That's what I'm asking. You still have yet to say why Usyk beats him.
Same way he beat everybody else.
What's that? And what's
Outpoint
that?
him. He'll outpoint him.
But Evander was not somebody. Evander, his movement was underrated, but that man went in there short and quick, and he banged you. Look at the hand speed difference.
I
too.
watched the
Usyk's
James-
like
I
this.
watched the James Tony fight yesterday.
Oh, come on, man.
Usyk
That's
was
old
like this.
Holyfield.
Usyk
Give me
was
some
long.
Give me. There's 12 losses. Give me
We're
another
We're
guy.
talking
Look,
about who he beat.
Usyk was
Riddick
long
Bowe.
to the punches.
When
I'm
Usyk
I'm
could
talking
beat
about
Riddick
his
Bowe.
losses.
When
Right.
Usyk could
Tell me
beat
who he
Riddick
lost.
Bowe.
Tell me who he
When
lost
Usyk could
to.
beat Mike Tyson.
Yes. Yes.
No.
What was a big
Yeah.
Michael Moore? That's a hell of a
Yes.
fantasy
Yes.
fight. No.
George Foreman.
You said
Who's
you
thinking
left-
George Foreman?
Well, he'll beat everybody that ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, come
Don't
on,
get
man.
me
Hey.
going, Hall of Famers.
I'm
Usic's
just
a
not-
Hall
Take
of
another
Famer.
L,
Michael
Jim.
I'm not
Moore's
crazy
not.
about it. I mean,
in
he's
my
champ.
opinion.
I don't
in
think.
my opinion.
I think I think Evander blows him out.
Who was more overrated, Norton or Evander?
Oh,
Oh,
stop.
you
I'm
know
just
I love
asking.
Norton. I love Norton, but Norton was overrated.
Woo!
He's in the Hall of
Evander
Fame.
was
Split
overrated.
hairs.
He's in the
Evander
Hall
was
of Fame.
overrated.
Who, Evander?
Both of them are.
Both of them are.
What are you talking
Okay,
about?
I'm just asking. You said.
As always, we hope you enjoy our show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Boxing Authorities.